What is going on, everybody? This is a little bit of a different setup we've got here. Me and Drask over here are going to be post-commentating a match between Italy and Germany that happened a little while ago. Unfortunately, the match was not streamed, but this match was a very decisive match that honestly needed to be streamed. So it would be a disservice to have this match not at least be showing up on our YouTube feed. So that being said, if you guys are watching this, thank you for checking out the YouTube. And I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do this more often, because this honestly took quite a while to get set up, but it is what it is. But anyway, again, my name is Dashy, and I'm joined by Drask here.
Hola, mice.
Oh,
How are you?
Classic. Okay, so like I said, this is Germany versus Italy. So our draft, to get things started, as you can see, Italy was our left side and Germany's our right side. Italy ended up banning Prehistoric, Megamix, and Dingo. Meanwhile, Germany banning the Oxide Station, Electron, and then Sewer. Just with those bans alone, what do you got to say about that?
I find the bans kind of interesting. Personally, I'm a little unexpected for a few of them. I was actually a little surprised to see Sewer banned at first, but I do think Italy, if I'm not mistaken, I know a team picked it in the World Cup before, but I don't think it was Italy. But yeah, I think Electron ban and Oxide ban from Germany, I can completely understand. When it comes to Italy's bans, I kind of feel the same. Like, a Dingo Canyon, 100%, I can definitely see that as a really strong ban to go against Germany. Whereas I think Prehistoric and Megamix, again, I think they're good choices, but I think it's more of those like middle of the line picks, I would say, for a ban against Germany here.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised with a lot of the bans. Actually, honestly, Sewer Speedway is the only one that does make sense for me for Germany. Because to me, I feel like I don't actually see Italy pick Oxide or Electron super often. Like, maybe I'm wrong, but I kind of don't attribute that to Italy's normal picks. I know they pick like Clockwork all the time.
Yeah.
And Slide and Turbo, but at the same time, Italy doesn't have a lineup with a bunch of people that do Super Engine Pulse Width. So at the same time, it's like, okay, we're not going to ban Turbo and Slide for that. But at the same time, then I'm also curious, why would Italy leave those picks open for Germany?
Yeah. I think when it comes to Germany's bans of Oxide and Electron, I think the reason I think it's not as shocking for me, I just feel like with Germany last time, an issue was Italy, like having Italy run away. Like, I feel like what we were seeing was early on, Italy would run away in their last match, and then Germany would bring it back. And I feel like tracks like Electron and Oxide, it's really hard to get that run back and bring back the breakaways, especially on Electron Avenue where everyone runs away and gets a shield. So I feel like maybe recognizing how last match went, Germany have kind of gone, okay, we can't let Italy maintain their early leads, and so that's why I feel like you could ban Oxide and Electron here.
That does make sense, yeah, especially talking about Electron. I mean, everybody knows Electron's one where you you just straight up run away.
Time trial.
Yeah, for sure. But again, I don't know, I'm kind of weirded out by the Italy bans, especially though. Prehistoric kind of makes sense, I think, especially that one's one that I know Germany picks a lot. Megamix and Dingo, though, the only reason I could see justifying banning those is simply because they have like a Mayan on their team who practices like a little bit the more difficult Super Engine Pulse Widths. That's the only way I could imagine really wanting to ban those, though.
Yeah, I think Dingo Canyon was a track that Germany was quite strong on last time they played, if I'm remembering correctly. I know, because I remember commenting on the fact that it was a track I favored Germany on. And I think I personally, like you said, they do have Mayan on Germany's side, and I do just think it's a track where they're pretty strong in general. So I can see a reason for them. But I do agree, Megamix to me is kind of like the off pick out of all these, the most off pick, I should say.
Yeah, not super surprising, or a little bit. It would be surprising to see Germany picking that, I feel, or at least, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's like, yes, Mayan will do things like, he would totally do the red beaker speed ghost, and he would be able to get good pulse width there, but the thing is that that's not enough to secure you a win on Megamix of all tracks.
Also true,
like
yeah.
That can be a good comeback, sure, and it could be enough to get Mayan to get away if he gets into the right spot, but outside of that, like, the rest of your team can get ended very easily on this track. I agree. I don't know if it's a pick I would see Germany going for.
Yeah, this actually is something that has happened in a different matchup, or not. It's a similar concept that I'm kind of thinking of. Is a lot of teams, when they play against Team USA, they're like, okay, we gotta ban Turbo Track, Slide Coliseum, Crash Cove, like the Bros tracks. They're literally just focusing like, oh, Bros is in the USA lineup and he does Super Engine really well, so like, we should ban all those tracks. Completely missing out on the part where, like, okay, Meg's pretty decent at Super Engine as well. Rare is getting better at it, and Dre is getting better at it, but, like, they're definitely on the lower end of the spectrum, or at least maybe they're more middle tier now, but at the same time, it's like, it doesn't matter if Bros... I mean, it's not that it doesn't matter if Bros can get away, but he's not gonna solo carry for one, and it is still kind of a dice roll on those tracks if you can even get through the pack with the Super Engine pulse width. You know.
Another thing with that, actually with USA in particular, that I noticed with Italy versus USA, I believe it was that banning around or picking around one player is really dangerous, because I remember USA. They didn't have Bros playing.
They didn't have Bros playing, and they actually banned a bunch of tracks thinking that Bros was there, or picking tracks related to that.
And to reaffirm that, USA picked Cove.
Yeah.
And then Italy, when we interviewed Karma afterwards, they saw that and went, Bros is playing. We know Bros is there. But he wasn't. And it just completely threw Italy's picks out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that's definitely just kind of how it is. I mean, the only time, in my opinion, that you should ever be trying to go for this whole, like, I'm gonna ban specifically because of, like, one player would literally just be, like, Costa Rica with Ovo West. Like, yeah,
like, if it's someone that's, like, incredibly good compared to everyone else that's been brought in a team, like, that makes sense. But, like, in a format like the World Cup, where pretty much everyone is really good in their own right, it's really risky, because like you said with USA, like, you can ban those tracks and then you're just completely giving the rest of the players with their own good tracks their free picks.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not like, especially in that case, it's not like Bros is the only front runner. I mean, he's not even really a front runner. That's the even crazier part. You know, you've still got Meg, you still got Rare. Like, they both front run pretty well. So, like, just leaving their picks open, it's just kind of leaving it up to make things a little bit harder on yourself. So we talked about bans for a little bit. We can now move on to the actual picks here. We do see Italy starting it right off with the assembly lane pick. We see assembly lane in, like, every single war. It's like, yeah, I think it literally does have a 100% pick ban rate. Like, it's just in every single war. That's not super surprising. I mean, just everybody likes playing on it, I guess, but at the same time, it's one of those things where I know Germany also likes playing on it, but I think it's just kind of a neutral, like, both teams like to play on it. I guess it's just gonna get picked no matter who.
Yeah.
And then after that, we go into Germany's picks, which are Koala, Carnival, and then Engine Labs, which a little bit more interesting. Carnival's not too surprising. I am a little bit surprised about Engine Labs, though I guess there are some, like, decent item plays you can make there.
Yeah, I agree. I think Koala Carnival, I completely expected Germany to pick that. I know that in particular they have a lot of people that really enjoy their item plays, and I think that's a great track to showcase that on. Engine Labs, it kind of feels like Assembly Lane but with blue fire in the fact that pretty much everyone picks it. It's a pretty popular track because it's one of those more balanced tracks that most people, even if they don't love the track, they're not opposed to it. It's just kind of there at the worst. And so it's another track that you do see very often in Wars. I think it's really like Assembly, Engine Labs, Mystery Caves, which is in here as well.
Yep.
As some of our super common picks.
Yeah. That's definitely true. Yeah, I think Engine Labs is a super balanced track in general. But yeah, I guess it's not super surprising to see that. But then we also see Thunderstruck and Clockwork come out for Italy. Clockwork's common pick for Italy. I don't know how often they pick Thunderstruck, however. That one does seem to be a little bit more surprising to see that one be picked.
Yeah, like Clockwork, I feel like anytime it's not banned, it's picked. Like, I feel like it's always in the draft somewhere when Italy's playing. From what I've seen so far, like you said, it's probably like I don't know if you call it their signature track. But definitely up there if not. And then Thunderstruck, like you said, it's feels like a bit of an off pick. Not to say it's a weak track for Italy by any means. But yeah, it is something that I didn't think I would see Italy pick.
Yeah, I would not have expected to see this one. Then again, I guess I'm not really sure what I would have expected. I am actually surprised they didn't pick Out of Time. Even though, yeah, obviously, maybe the tracks, like, got bad voodoo now, like, you know, given how Out of Time went with the last war that they did. But I still think Out of Time is, like, heavily Italy favored, typically, even though, you know, last time it didn't work out well for them. So I'm kind of surprised to not see that one be picked.
Maybe it's just a morale thing. Like you said, like, you know, scary voodoo magic, like, you know, they didn't do too well last time, you don't want to jinx it kind of thing. But I do wonder if it is just a morale thing. They're going up against the team that beat them on Out of Time last time, and they're just like, I don't want to risk it, even though it is generally a good track for us. And so I guess, yeah, they've kind of just gone for their other tracks that they feel strong on, that they think they could beat Germany on.
Yeah, for sure. So after Clockwork, we do have Turbo Track and then Mystery Caves from Germany. Not surprised with either of these picks. Mystery, like we said, just picked like every single war. Like, it just has to show up at some point. And Turbo Track definitely makes sense. Mayan is kind of super good at them. Well, I know Bonzi practices like the regular ass TT of this track a lot. I know Garma was pretty good at it as well. And then we're gonna go back to, you know, Majin does a lot of practice on Super Engine on the little more unorthodox tracks, like tracks that you don't typically see people try to go for Super Engine on. Like, even though Turbo Track it is super strong on, it is a little bit more challenging because you have to make sure you're avoiding the turbo pads until the engine runs out. And then even then, you have to make sure you're starting at the right time.
And not just that, unlike a track like Cove or Coco Park, you can't just get an engine first crate and then boom, you zoom into first potentially, because on Turbo Track it's really not that viable until the end of lap 1 at the earliest, at least in my opinion. Like, you can try and get one going from first crate, but the effectiveness is greatly exacerbated if you can get it right after the hairpin. And I feel like that's what we see the most on Turbo Track is anywhere from laps 2 to 4, you'll see someone start the pulsewood after the hairpin and gain heaps of ground there. So
yeah, exactly.
Getting early breakaways with SE pulsewood on turbo is not as common. It's a lot more of a comeback item compared to, well, it's a comeback item in general, like, regardless.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's mostly seen as one of those rather than something you see people in second using or breaking away early on. It's much more late game on turbo.
Yeah, because it's not like you need the Wumpa for it. It is just comes down to, you know, like we see on a lot of other tracks, you have to use it in a not specific spot, but it is much more powerful starting it in certain spots over others. And like you said, if you start it like, you know, towards the after the first item set, you know, you don't have a ton of time to gain speed before running into the double S section where you're guaranteed to lose most of your momentum.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, definitely true. Definitely typically being used at the end of the double S section, and then mystery caves, like we said, definitely picked like every single war. But then from Italy, we see Pampus and Slide, which both kind of surprised me. I mean, Slide is something that the Italians always used to pick a lot, and I mean, they're still relatively strong on it, but I don't think they're as strong as they used to be on it now that now with Super Engine Pulse Wood. Then again, we do know that like a lot of times you can get ahead and run away still. There's plenty of times where first place like literally just rolled like a canister and just drove for 5 laps. You know what I mean? But like, it's definitely not uncommon where like just good driving actually still wins you the race on Slide. But I don't know, I guess I'm still kind of not confused, but it was a little bit unexpected.
I mean, I agree, because like you said, before the advent of SE Pulsewood, like it was a track really where if Karma was there, you were just like, oh, he gets first place, I'm just going to ignore him because he's just so fast at this track that he always breaks away. But these days, like, you do have the option of catching him even if he breaks away early on, like, because before, you know, you had power items to hit first place, but on Slide it's not like they're that effective.
Yeah, because there's no fire.
Exactly.
It stuns you for a second, that's it.
And so yeah, like I feel like you're right in that it's not to say it's a weak pick these days, but it's definitely not the auto win that I feel like it pretty much was back in the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Permaban Slide versus them, almost guaranteed.
Yeah. Oh, of course. Like Papu's Pyramid, I kind of can see. I agree in that I'm like in a high stakes match. I'm like it's interesting to pick for anyone to pick Papu's in a high stakes match, really, given. It's Papu's Pyramid.
Can we talk about how often that track has actually been getting picked lately, by the way? Like,
yeah.
Like, I agree. This is like the concrete mixer track. Like, just fucking throw them in the blender. However it ends up is, you know, that's how it goes. It's like no guarantee of like it ever going well.
Yeah, it's an absolutely chaotic track, and the design is just interesting, especially with the heavy choke points at the very start, because it's just a absolute item hell track, but it's just completely exacerbated by the awkward turbo pad placements, the really rough reserve management here, especially when going tight. There's just so many things here compared to other tracks that can go wrong.
Yeah. But finally, we're gonna round it all off with Crash Cove. Yeah, the ultimate finale track to a war. Which, it's to be, like, I don't want to say it's to be expected, but it was not a surprising pick from Team Germany. I would have been a little bit less surprised if it was actually Inferno Island, but Crash Cove is a classic. But yeah, definitely an explosive end to the war.
We definitely have a good mix of tracks in here. We've got a few long tracks like Assembly. Engine Lives is somewhat long. Then you've got, you know, your shorter tracks and more chaotic tracks like Koala, Cove, Slide, some fast tracks like Thunder. Like, you got a good mix in here.
Yeah, this is a very balanced draft. I can definitely agree with that. So before we get into our first race, we're gonna take a look at our lineups that we've got. So we can see that Team Italy, at least for this first half, is bringing out Karma, Turismo, Oxide, and Dark Crash. Nothing too special there. Actually, never mind. I should say Oxide hasn't really been able to, or I don't know if it hasn't been able to, but Oxide hasn't played that much this year. Yeah. Maybe he's played one other match, actually? I'm not entirely sure.
And I feel like seeing Oxide in the lineup makes Papu's Pyramid make that bit more sense, because, you know, he's one of the few people that actually time trials this track. It's not a very popular track to TT.
True, yeah.
So he's definitely got the secrets down for how to drive well here. So I do wonder if... maybe not. I wouldn't say he's the only one that's good at it, of course, on Italy's team, but I do feel like it's one of those things where, well, we're going to try and put Oxide's front running to use here, so we're going to pick Papu's, because, like I said, not many people TT it to that extent, so it's not like he has as much competition in that regard.
Yeah, definitely true. So yeah, I think it's kind of nice to see Oxide come out of retirement a little bit to participate in this match, and then obviously in Team Germany is also not a super surprising lineup. They've got Garma, Majin, Barca, and then Bazzi. We're not seeing Barracuda this time around. Barca obviously having just unretired to join in on the World Cup, and he had taken what, like 6-7 months off and came back, and now he's just like top of the leaderboard like all the time. Like this dude's insanely good. This is the kind of guy that like I said, he takes a long ass break, comes back and like acclimates himself with all the new tech, and then within like a week he's like back at the top. It's nuts. And then Majin.
And it's funny when you
go ahead.
It's funny when you see that with people that come back, because I think something that you see a lot is people talking about the rust. Like I hear so many people being like, "Oh, I haven't played for a week," and then they take ages to kind of get back into the swing of how they were. And I just find it really impressive when you see players that can go take such a big time off, like he has here, and then just come back swinging. It's not as common a sight as you'd expect it to be in this game, given the high skill ceiling. So it's really nice to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then Majin we've already talked about is a very chaotic player. He's learns a lot of the super engine pulse with spots. He's really good at item plays, and he's also really fast. He's like, honestly, in my opinion, Majin's probably in my like top 10 players, because he's really a Swiss Army knife, and he is super dangerous. Garma's a strategist. He does his best. Sure. And then Bazzi's just kind of a more of a time trial player. Typically, he's what we would mostly have for our front runner, but we've also got Barca. And I guess we didn't talk too much about the Italian players other than Oxide, but like we've seen these players plenty. But Karma, obviously one of the better front runners in the game. Turismo.
And we have Turbo here, which is Karma holds the world record in NMG, if I'm not mistaken, at the moment. And so, like, given that that is the closest format we'll see, since we're not having wall cancel pulse at all here, so it's really a strong track for Karma to break away on Turbo track. And I feel like that's what we're seeing with a few of these picks for Italy, is that the world records that Karma, Turismo, and Oxide hold on certain tracks have been picked, like Turismo, Clockwork, Wumpa. As another example.
Yep.
But then again, all of Italy just feels strong on that track.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at this lineup, you've got Dark Crash hasn't really ever been known to be like a runner, but he's also been known to be like a super good support player. He back last year was basically their item guy, their support player, their backup, and he did his job. He was really good at it. I mean, not to say he isn't anymore, he still is, but like, yeah, that's his role, and they've all played together plenty, and he's definitely found his niche in that as well. So I think that this is probably one of, if not the strongest lineup you can get for Team Italy.
Yeah.
I do believe, typically they have Pata instead of Oxide, and it's really hard to make the decision on which of the two, like if you can only pick one, on which one you would want, because they're both really good, really fast players on their own. It just comes down to, what kind of what tracks are you picking? I guess they're good at different tracks.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I guess we got everything covered. We've gone through all of our tracks, our lineups. I do believe we should get into the first race, which will be
let's get into it.
Assembly Lane. All right, so getting into our first track, Assembly Lane. You can see Karma making sure he's putting on the mini-map. Yep, the classic. So we see anybody going for the mud cut. Barca is, and Karma
goes for it
as well. Both of them getting the early breakaway. Karma ends up losing the faster fire. So
Mayan does too.
Yeah, we don't see... Oh, no, he does end up getting taken out by a Beaker from Barca, and he ends up throwing that... he gets comboed by another Beaker. Karma's just seeing some mayhem. What the hell?
But then Turismo got a mask, and he came through, but he only took out Karma, unfortunately, so that was really unfortunate for Team Italy there. He has let Turismo come up into third here, but Turismo has no fire, so the players ahead are just going to be breaking away here. I think it's Dark Crash there in second place.
Yep, that is Dark Crash. Yep. We've got the Barca out in front, followed by Dark Crash in second place, Turismo in third, then Oxide in fourth.
Oxide. Yep, and then we've got Mayan fifth, Gamma sixth.
See both Mayan and Garma chaining masks at the moment, moving their way up into third.
Mayan gets a bomb under his mask, takes out Turismo there, so Turismo's got no fire and falls down into fifth here, but going to be caught up to by the back of the pack, it seems.
He's going to see if he can do something to Bazzi here, but Bazzi ends up getting that back bomb down onto Turismo as well. He's falling all the way down into seventh.
So we're seeing bottom three for Italy at the moment. So we're seeing Turismo, Oxide, Karma in the bottom three, with only Dark Crash in second for Team Italy.
Yeah, Dark Crash obviously can be kind of dangerous with items, so it's he does have an opportunity.
But he gets taken out. He hits a red beaker on the big jump down at the very end, and then Mayan combos with a bomb here. So now we're seeing a top three, potentially top four for Team Germany here.
And then Garma runs into that tight nitro. I just don't know if that was like bad communication or what, because Mayan would have come into that first. But yeah, Garma's falling all the way down into sixth now. Gets comboed on the shortcut. He's going to fall all the way into eighth.
We see Turismo chaining masks. He's in sixth here. He goes to take out Bozzy, but Bozzy hits a beaker. So we're seeing Turismo just running away from the back of the pack here, getting up into fifth in his own little space here. So Turismo's feeling pretty comfortable. Just going to have to see if they can catch up to the people up the front. Oxide and Karma really close behind Mayan here, who doesn't have a shield. So we're going to be able to see whether this missile from Karma is going to be able to do some damage. And it looks like Mayan is nothing. He gets taken out here. So Karma's going to be able to pass up here. We'll see if Oxide can get the combo, or if we're going to see an ankle bite here. Mayan's going for the shield tackle. Is he going to get the sniper? No, he gets an insta-pop shield.
Never fails. Wow, that's really unfortunate for him. He does end up getting a super. Does he have infinite reserves? I don't think so.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, he's going to go for zooms.
And is he going to get the squish?
He's going for the squish too. Wow. Okay. Versatile usage of the super engine there. Doesn't entirely work out because he's getting comboed now by Turismo. And so we actually see that this has actually been a really good recovery by Team Italy here. They've got 2-3-4 now, which is winning positions. 2-3-4-7, I believe they have, which is a 3-point win at this stage. So we'll see what Germany can do to come back here. Definitely dodging the nitro in the shortcut, Mayan did. Does have Oxide right on his tail, but Garma's trailing and actually manages to take him out there with a missile. Yeah, but wait, guys, can we just look at the minimap real quick though? Like, look at how far ahead Barca is. I haven't even looked, but my guy is gone.
He's just been doing a time trial here. He's put on his sunglasses, gotten some a book to read, and he's gone.
Yeah, holy hell. Yeah, he's gone. Even then, Karma's got a huge gap over his teammate. But
these positions are looking pretty set despite this orb outside of Dark Crash probably getting the overtake on... does get the overtake on Bozzy here with that orb. Manages to get past safely there.
Also worth noting, taken down. Maybe Oxide will be able to catch him, but kind of doubtful.
Yeah, like Garma rolled a 5th place mask at the start of lap 5, but it didn't actually accomplish anything, which is really unfortunate because 5th place masks can be absolutely devastating. He was only near his teammates though, so all he could do was dodge the orb with that. So
after race 1, we do see a 1-point win for Team Germany there. Very, very tiny win. Not really like a ton of misplays either. It just kind of seemed like it just happened. There was a couple team kills from Therese, or I think only one team kill from Therese.
Yeah, early on we saw Turismo masking Karma. I think he was trying to just go tight and take out everyone and break away, but unfortunately for him, his mask didn't last long enough and he murdered Karma but didn't actually manage to hit Barca, who got that free breakaway. I feel like Germany it was kind of like the reverse of what we were seeing last match they did in seeding, where Germany this time had really strong positions early on, and Italy did a really good job of clawing positions back. They did have winning positions going up into, I believe, end of lap 4, but then Germany managed to have a bit of a counter there and got a very slight win overall.
Yeah, so definitely not a super decisive victory for our race 1, but now we should be able to move into race 2, which will be Germany's Koala Carnival. So Koala Carnival, Karma, I know will probably be going for a fast start here. You can take a look at him because he's probably going to be the one to watch. I'm not sure if Bars is able to do it. But yeah, look at that.
He does get the frame hop here, and he almost gets a fantastic one. He does get a bit of a slow end there, but it's fast enough that he does get quite a break.
Yeah, even second place is Dark Crash, who didn't go for the fast start, and he's way ahead.
Yeah, for sure. We see Mayan with a 4th place juiced mask, though. Given how close he is, he might actually be able to catch up to... He's definitely going to be able to catch Dark Crash here, and does go for the takeout, but he has a shield. Not going to actually be able to catch Karma here, because he did try for the double hit, and I don't think he got it. He did not.
Yeah, he is kind of catching Karma, though, but at this point now it's... yeah, I was going to say...
Yeah, Dark Crash gets the bomb off there, so now we see top 2 again for Italy, as we see Turismo actually hitting Mayan's Beaker at the start, so... We're seeing a top 2, bottom 2 situation for Italy right now, with bottom 2 actually falling a little behind, with Germany having like a very close together mid-pack.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not really sure if we're going to see something of interest here. I mean, like, obviously, Karma has not rolled a blue shield yet. That is probably definitely what he's fishing for at the moment, because he really does just want to hang on to this first place. He doesn't really need to backspam much.
If we look on the minimap, you actually see Barca is completely on top of Dark Crash here, so we're definitely going to be seeing a trade of some kind in those spots there. We see Barca on the minimap swerving, probably trying to get a hit off with an engine or a shield. We do see Bozzy and Gamma and Mayan all really on top of each other, with Oxide actually catching right up here, probably getting a lot of masks, as he is actually looking like he's masking through, as he's caught right up here.
At the same time, I do believe Barca must have lost that fight, because they're falling down. We can see, yeah, they must have lost fire, because Garma's passing him up now.
So yeah, top 2, in particular first place, does have a good break, but he doesn't have a shield, and his teammate Turismo does have an orb in 8th. They decide to throw it here.
It shouldn't make too big of a difference. It looks like Dark Crash did have protection already.
So Karma goes for spin out tech, so he doesn't lose as much time from hitting the orb, and then rolls a shield.
Immediately after. Yeah.
So Dark Crash is going to pass him, but I don't think it's going to be enough for Gamma to catch. Even if it is, Karma has a shield and a canister here, so if he gets close enough, he might be able to get a squish off, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen here. Gamma losing his shield to a Nitro there, he's just going to go tight and try and catch up, but I think recognizing Karma has a shield, he's probably just going to be holding this third.
Yeah, because, I mean, obviously all he did was roll a red beaker. He's not really going to be able to do anything with that. So he's going to have to just kind of concede and take this third place, and we're going to see a top 2 from Italy here.
We're seeing 1, 2, 4 here. Looks like Turismo was going to slow down to help Oxide, but Oxide got taken out and has fallen down to 8th place, so realizes there's not much he can do and just takes the 4th place, which is going to be a really strong win for Team Italy here. They've gotten a 1, 2, 4, 8 here, which is a 9-point win for Team Italy.
Yeah, definitely bringing it back, obviously. I mean, I could say bringing it back, but, like, really, Germany only took 1 point from that first race. But turning the tides, putting them back into the lead, or putting them into the lead now by 8 points.
Yeah, I mean, they've won on each other's tracks, and I feel like we've seen a few World Cup matches where the teams just keep winning on the other team's picks. So we've seen Germany picking Koala Carnival, really hoping for that strong win, and instead it actually goes really into Italy's favor. And I think Karma, being one of the few people at the moment in the meta, being proficient at that really fast start, really actually helped Italy there, because he was just able to get that breakaway and be untouched. It really goes to show how important certain techs can be to learn. I think we were seeing this especially several months ago with Nina's Nightmare as another example, where not as many people were as good at the start of Nina's Nightmare, and so people that were good at it could just get a free breakaway and run away for 5 laps. And you kind of saw that here. Like I said with Karma, he was the only one that got a good one there and ran away.
Yeah, I definitely agree. This is something that is kind of similar, like you said, to Nina's Nightmare, where not a lot of people are able to do that frame hump at the start, especially afterwards, like trying to control it through that little the bowl section, or more importantly, not into the bowl section to actually hold the speed. Is a good way to gain a ton of time, like Karma showed, and break away, and especially on a track like Koala Carnival, where typically you can't really outline people, and on the first corner you would typically see whoever rolls the best item wins, like all the time. It's super important to actually have something in your utility belt to let you get away at the start.
Well, the other important thing about the that off-road fast start that Karma does is, if we compare it to earlier times where it really was who's going to get the frame hop and then get the item crates first, when you were doing that old method of just getting the frame hop, you're still putting yourself in the firing line of everyone's beakers and bombs and items there. And depending on your desync, you getting the frame hop can just put you right in front of the hosts and they can just free bomb you. But if you're going for the off-road start that Karma went for, you're nowhere near the item crates. No one's going to be able to beaker you from there. No one's going to be able to bomb you from there if you get a fast start. And so really, if you don't mess up, it really is just a free break away from those item crates, and you can hopefully hold that lead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So that being said, like we said, Italy now in the lead by 8 points, and we're gonna get moving into the third race, which will be Germany's second pick, Engine Labs. So getting into Engine Labs, see how this one starts out. See if we see anybody going for some interesting double Wumpa strats or anything like that. Garma ends up grabbing the Wumpa, and ends up square breaking to try to get a mask.
Gets a 7th place mask here. We're going to see if he's going to be able to utilize this to take people out.
He is right next to Dark Crash, and he's opting to not take him out, I guess. I mean, the big reason is a lot of people know that if you use the mask in the tunnel, it doesn't give you nearly as much speed, so a lot of people
unfortunately for Garma, he tried to hit both Turismo and Karma. He swerved to hit them both, missed Turismo, hit Karma, and then hit the wall, so he's got no fire here. Despite that, though, we do see we see first place for Germany, but Garma gets taken out by a squish there from Dark Crash. So we're now seeing 2-3-4 from Team Italy right now.
Yeah, currently
with an orb coming out from Karma, unjuiced.
Bozzy's the one out in front trying to battle it out with Oxide. And actually there's a position change right then, and both of them ended up getting hit anyways.
Looks like Bozzy just braked right before the pad there, from what I could see, which allowed Oxide to also get hit by Italy's own unjuiced orb there. So that was a nice move by Bozzy there, taking out Oxide along with himself. Turismo getting bombed in the tunnel here, gonna only have slow fire, as Oxide getting taken out by Mayan's missile. So we're now seeing winning positions for Germany, as they have 2-3-4, with Dark Crash having the breakaway now.
Armin's coming through with a mask, getting through his teammates, though. He's still got a ways to go before he catches up to Garma, who is blue shielded anyways. So really what you've got to be paying attention to at this point is Karma, hopefully, possibly catching up to Garma, and then seeing on the minimap if we can see any movement between Dark Crash and Barca.
And Karma does get a mask. This is pretty much exactly what he will need to try and catch up here. If he uses this after the tunnel here, he should be able to catch up to Garma, and whether he can have enough time to hit off the mask, hit off the shield, sorry, we'll see. But he's using it now. We'll see if it's enough to be able to catch up here. We see Bozzy has been caught up to by Mayan here. Unsure if he just went wide there or lost reserves.
On the minimap, we could see that Dark Crash actually got hit. He's still getting comboed, actually. He's almost down into 8th now.
So we're now seeing a bottom four for Italy, except Mayan does get taken out by Karma there. Turismo goes to the combo, so we're seeing a top 3 for Germany here, with Karma the only one in the top 4 for Team Italy, and he is somewhat close to Garma here. He has caught up, but his missile's not going to be close enough, as he hits a trapped crate, which is just that
was like
really
perfectly trapped.
Oh, for sure. So this is really bad for Team Italy here. Germany have the breakaway and the top 3, which is really bad. So we're going to see if Germany can hold this lead, or if Italy's going to bring this back.
Yeah. So I mean, we're like we said, Garma's the one that's kind of holding the line right now. He's got a blue shield, so He's got to hold it down against Oxide, who, I mean, Oxide has a decent ways to go to try to catch up to him in the first place on Engine Labs. I mean,
and the problem is it's one lap and it's Engine Labs.
Yeah.
So Oxide's really going to be needing to get like a 4th place mask or something ludicrous like that to be able to catch up here in a single lap. Unless there are traps hit by the front, but it looks like they do have shields up front. I don't see these positions changing. So really at the moment it's up to them keeping Mayan back, but Mayan takes out Karma here. Dark Crash and Mayan both masking on top of each other. However, Mayan is behind Dark Crash with missiles, so as soon as these expire, he could potentially take him out here. Just goes fast to get the pass, it looks like.
Yeah, he's going to try to get the takedown on Turismo. Doesn't quite get it, though. But ends up taking at least one spot.
Yeah, we actually see that he didn't take out Dark Crash in the end, which actually allowed with the desync, even though Mayan looked like he was ahead, Dark Crash did finish first. So that's good for Team Italy to be able to minimize their losses, but it is unfortunate for Germany not being able to capitalize on that and get a 1-2-3-6.
Yeah, for sure. So this ends up being a 13-point win for Germany.
Yeah, so that's going to be back into Germany's favor here. So we're seeing a lot of swaps with who's in the lead here, which is a very tight match so far.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth. Now we see Germany out in front by 5 points. 3rd time in a row of our teams swapping the lead here. And the wins are just getting bigger and bigger. Eventually, we're gonna run out of room to win by an even bigger amount. But a top 3 is definitely a very strong win on track, and it was Germany's pick as well. So we're going to move next into the Italian picks, but definitely interesting first three maps.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep it this close throughout.
Yeah, for sure. So our next pick's gonna be race 4, Italian pick, Thunderstruck. All right, so Thunderstruck. God, I don't know what to expect from this one at all. I'm gonna be honest.
This is a perfectly functional track with absolutely 0 issues, and I think that's what we're going to be seeing here is just seamless gameplay with no bugs whatsoever. So we see Mayan going wide there. Does try and get a good item, but gets TNT'd instead, so going to be falling a bit behind there. Luckily doesn't actually blow up there as Karma gets taken out there, so we're seeing a few people, looks like Bozzy and Gamma breaking away for Team Germany. No, Gamma gets squished, so Bozzy's really the one who broke away here. Karma getting hit over Blue Fire there, so he's going to be falling down to last with Oxide there.
In the meantime, Mayan pulled the triple bombs at the start there, and he took out 2 people with the 3 unjuiced bombs, and now has moved his way all the way up into 2nd place.
Yeah, and does have a shield as well, so that's really good for him. So he's going to be able to hold this position to help Team Germany out with their top 2 at the moment. We do see in the back, Karma actually has slow fire, which allowed him to get caught up to by, I believe it was Barca and Gamma, who also got taken out over Blue Fire here. So Gamma's actually coming right up onto Karma here. Is he going to be able to get a takeout here? But actually, Karma goes wide and missiles Gamma here.
Goes for the combo, but actually Karma ends up getting the squish down instead. Interesting.
So Karma going for the squish himself actually cost him there, as we see that, yeah, Gamma takes him out. He doesn't get the squish back on Karma.
Karma ends up in the lead out of this exchange.
Both of them just rolling boost items here, so
yeah,
neither of them going to be catching anyone else but each other. We see up the front, Turismo is really close behind Mayan here, but given how fast the fire is on Thunderstruck, these missiles aren't going to be catching Mayan here. We see top 2 both have shields, so Turismo's really relying on the outline here.
Oh, wait, did
and we see Mayan going for
fire?
slowdown. Yeah, he lost fire. He's going to try and get the hit here. Turismo actually
losing fire
has no
as
fire
well.
now. Oh, yeah, trying to dodge. So we see that this is going to allow the other players to catch up here as Oxide comes straight up into 2nd here, just getting the clean pass. Bozzy does have a really good breakaway here, but because of Mayan and Turismo also losing fire, Oxide is also running away with this. So top 2 are looking pretty far away now as Barca actually comes up into 4th here, pushing Turismo down to 5th place.
Yeah, and Bozzy is far enough ahead at this point that he doesn't really have to worry too much about this. He's pretty secured in that spot. So I don't really see him losing that, especially since we've only got one lap to go.
And we saw him with a shield earlier, so if he still has that, he's pretty set. So
yeah.
Looking like we're seeing a lot of shields in the top here. We see third with a shield as well, so I don't think these top positions are going to change much. I think really it's going to come down to... Oh, he fails the cut. So that's actually going to cost them there as they... Turismo takes up a spot there, coming up into fourth as Mayan gets comboed now. Karma also passing up. Karma getting taken out though.
That's... yeah, an interesting retaliation from Majin there. Both Karma and Majin having infinite reserves. See if Karma will be able to catch him.
And Karma rolls a mask here. This could be exactly what he needs to take out these two players. If Mayan doesn't get a mask here, which he does, and he has a super engine, he does get taken out. Gama's looking safe because of his shield. So yeah, he's going to be able to hold 6th place there as Karma comes up into 7th place. So
we see a 1-3-6-8 for Team Germany, which I also believe is a 1-point win for Germany. Yeah, another tiny little win, pulling ahead a little bit more.
So we've gone back to the small wins now, just like race 1.
After race 4, we do see a current 6-point lead for Team Germany, and it's growing slightly. Definitely not out of reach for Team Italy here. I mean, 6 points is basically nothing. But
yeah, easily turned around in a single race here.
Definitely
so we'll see
talking again about that whole like Thunderstruck, not entirely something that I would have put towards Italy, I guess, and kind of feel that here to an extent. I mean, it's not like they lost by a huge amount, but I definitely didn't take this to be a strong pick for them in the first place.
I mean, and again, like you said, it makes you wonder whether that out of time pick might have been a better choice instead of Thunderstruck here.
Yeah, possibly, but you never know. This is, like I said, that's only race 4. There could be a even more disastrous pick down the line that maybe would have been a better pick for something else. But either which way, I'm gonna move into race number 5, which will be Clockwork Wumpa. All right, so race 5, Clockwork Wumpa, definitely one of Italy's stronger tracks. So expect to see something interesting from the Italian lineup here.
Gama going for slowdown there, does only get an engine. Quite a few people get taken out. Gama goes for some squishes there, but I think Karma
did get
counters with a bomb.
He also squished Barca, I believe, with that.
Yeah. So we do see that it looks like Dark Crash, Turismo, Mayan are the ones that break away here. Mayan getting the shield tackle on Dark Crash though, so now we're seeing Turismo and Mayan battling top 2 here. Ooh. Turismo gets the back bomb onto Mayan, so Turismo, Clockwork world record holder, is going to be able to run away here and just take their tight lines here to extend their lead.
Yeah, and then Karma's following it
Early orb.
Ooh.
And that hits Karma off of the pad. He's going to be able to regain fire, but that's going to be disastrous for Turismo, who actually gets hit before the first cog here. So
who even threw that orb? Did you see? It had to have been Germany. I didn't see the exact player.
It was Germany's orb. It was Germany's orb. I didn't see which player, though. But Mayan gets triple bombs in second. This is perfect. He's going to be able to get the hit on, but he hits a TNT.
And he doesn't have infinite reserves, and he loses the fire.
And so he loses fire. So he actually does get the... he goes for the bomb hit, but it looks like Turismo was quick enough to get the blue shield hit instead. So we see that Turismo is holding his lead here.
And then Turismo actually gets back-bombed as well from Turismo, yeah. So Turismo, once again, getting the nice little breakaway. Again, world record holder. You don't want him to be able to run away. So Bars is now the one right behind him. See if he can try to make a move.
Yeah, we see that Turismo does get a bomb here, and bombs on this track can be really scary because of how many narrow points there are, especially at the start. Does get a shield now, though, so he's just going to be working on his lines to try and keep ahead of Barca here. We do see in the back that Karma has a mask, and he's coming up fast, and Mayan does get the takedown. Is actually advancing fast up into 5th here. Really close to Oxide now, who's in 4th, who's not too far behind Gama in 3rd.
Yeah. But, so yeah, right now we do see a 1-4-5, I'm not sure where...
1-4-5-6.
Yeah.
1-4-5-6.
Yeah, so that's also not even... Is that a win? Yeah, I think that's winning positions for Team Italy, but it's like, what is that pickup range?
Turismo went too low down on the gear there and actually gets picked up, so this means it's going to be a lead now for Germany here as Gamma also comes through and Turismo fails to take the shield off, so now we're seeing top 2 running away here. I didn't see whether Barca has a shield, but I think he does, which is going to be really scary for Team Germany here as they have to try and take back top 2, who is shielded up and protected.
That pickup range on that gear, that was really strange. I had never seen that one before.
That is Clockwork Wumpa for you. If you go too low on those gears, you're going to get picked up. Unfortunate for Turismo, probably just trying for the really tight line. He wasn't gaining much ground on Barca there, so he was trying to go as fast as possible, and it didn't work out for him. So now Barca has an incredible lead here. Gamma's really, looks like he's getting outlined by Oxide here, but Gamma does have bomb and shield here.
Fell, I guess?
Oxide failed chain cut there. Tried to go for chain cut for the last minute overtake and fails it, so Gamma's going to secure second place here. Looks like Turismo's going to get third. I think we're going to be seeing 1, 2... probably 7, 8 here. We're going to be seeing any position changes here. We do.
Bazzi.
Dark Crash gets taken out.
And, Bazzi and Majin ended up taking out or overtaking Dark Crash there. We end up seeing a 1, 2, 6, 7 for
which is a
Team
7-point win.
Yeah, they ended up switching that up and making it a lot more of a win for them.
And I think that can be a bit of a scary moment for Team Italy. Like everyone talks about, Clockwork Wumpa is Italy's track, and I think that's probably a really big confidence booster for Germany. And I think Italy are going to be feeling a bit sad there, especially since Turismo had that lead, but the like you said, the gear pickup is really unfortunate on this track, which really cost them positions there.
Yeah, that is super unfortunate for Team Italy because this was this was definitely in their control. This was looking to be a solid win for them, and Turismo just going ever so slightly too hard for the fast lines and getting punished for it, and then Oxide unfortunately also failing the chain cut. And that just didn't work out for him, unfortunately. So currently we see a 13-point lead going into the halftime for Team Germany out in front.
The first time we're seeing a double-digit lead here, and we're 5 races in, so it just goes to show exactly how tight this has been so far. So really, the ball's in Italy's court now going into race 6. Are they going to be able to get a strong win to shift this back into their lead, or at least bring it back closer, or are Germany going to be able to push this out further?
So something interesting, since we are at halftime, to point out is that we're actually going to see Dark Crash is going to be subbed out for ilPataturco, which is a little bit of an unorthodox lineup for them. As we mentioned earlier, Dark Crash is typically one of their their best, like playing from the back players and generally supporting the front runners. So instead they're going for this like experimental 3.5 front runner setup right now with sure. Pata, Oxide, and Karma, and then even Turismo being able to front run as well. So this could pay off for them, or it could end kind of disastrously. It's one of those things where it's just interesting to see this lineup being used.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like we said, this really does feel like the 5 strongest players, but it's just not the 4 specific ones you would think you would see together in a lineup.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, if they feel like they can honestly maybe like win the breakaway at the start, I mean, having basically an entire lineup of front runners could pay off if they can actually get that breakaway.
Yeah, for sure.
But so we're gonna get into the second half here. Our first track of the second half is gonna be Turbo Track, which was a pick from Germany. Okay, so Turbo Track, as we mentioned earlier, Karma being the NMG world record holder, Italy typically being super strong on this track. Let's see what ends up going down, especially since Germany's the one that ends up picking it.
So we see Karma going a little right side there just to avoid the items there. Does beaker off Basa's shield, so neither of them have an item up the front here. Mayan masking early on here, but does lose fire, so we can't capitalize and take out the front for from Italy here. So we're going to be seeing... looks like Karma's actually been taken out and goes down into 8th here, so he's going to be on the comeback here. Does only roll a canister though. If he gets an engine, he can definitely come back here. We see Patter actually getting a team kill on Karma there as he hits the hairpin and then runs into Karma, unfortunately.
Yeah, and we do see Karma ending up getting that super engine, but he didn't use it right away, and actually he's going to use it for reserves here, I suppose.
So we're seeing a top 3. Top 4 actually, it looks like, for Team Germany.
Yeah, this is the top 4.
So this is really scary. Oxide's really close to Turismo here. And we're going to see, looks like his shield's been taken. We're going to see if both of them can catch up to Bozzy here. Bozzy being in 4th place with a back bomb, and it does hit Turismo. So now it is up to Oxide and Patter. Patter masking, it looks like, into 5th. Is he going to be able to take out Bozzy here?
We actually take a look over at Karma real quick. Karma is pole splitting now, and
has a second engine in reserve, so he catches all the way up into 5th here.
Yeah, he is now the front of the Italians. Is he going to be able to do something to Bozzy? Not yet. He's going to pole split again.
And this could be exactly what Italy needs if he can use this to get ahead.
Yeah, he's going to cut, because in the meantime, Pata did get taken down there, and he's moving up into 4th place. And if we take a look over at Majin, Majin dodges wide and ends up taking down Karma blind, not even rear camming it.
And then we see that Karma tries for the bomb on Bozzy here to try and recover, but just misses here. He's on top of Bozzy. Is he going to be able to get anything here? Does throw the beaker, but misses. He has triple missiles, but not really the most useful to hit from the front here. Bozzy missing the back bomb on Karma, so this is absolutely neck and neck in 4-5 here. Mayan does have a bomb in 3rd. If he coordinates with Bozzy, he could also get the takeout here, particularly because his bomb is juiced. Karma going wide for reserves here, but this is lap 5, so really concerning. He loses fire, so now it's going to be up to Oxide to try and catch up to Bozzy here.
Yeah, and obviously I have no idea what he has. Looks like he had a beaker, so that's really not going to help. And actually, Bozzy gets a takedown on Oxide at the very end there.
And so we're seeing a top 4. Top 4 for Germany. So this is a really rough to the start of the second half for Italy here, as Germany come through with a really strong showing on Turbo Track there. You can really see that it was a good pick by them here. As you mentioned at the start, they've got players like Mayan and Gama who are pretty good at this track, and I think it really shows here. They were able to take out Italy's key frontrunner Karma on this track early on, and because Karma got taken out when trying to pulse with there by Mayan, it really just snowballed and allowed Germany to take that top 4.
Yeah, this was a very interesting outcome to this track. I mean, like I said, this is... A lot of people tend to call this I mean, Slide used to be the Italy home track, but I feel like, you know, even still, it kind of is. But Turbo Track used to always be called, you know, their second home track. There was Slide and Turbo Track. Those were the 2 Italian tracks. So to see them getting top 4 here definitely hurts probably the morale, and just in general hurts, as now Germany is all the way up into a 32-point lead after race 6.
Well, that's the thing, is it's not just Turbo Track that was a strong considered track for Italy. Like we said, with Clockwork being the other one, and Germany also won that one. So like you mentioned, don't know how the morale's going for both teams. We do still have Slide coming up that Italy did pick, so we'll see whether Italy can get a strong win on Slide Coliseum to really bring it back on at least one of Italy's top considered tracks.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've got 2 picks coming up, and then Mystery Caves, as we've said before, is a super balanced track where you don't entirely, just because Germany's the one that picked it doesn't really guarantee the fact that they're going to win. Because really anybody can play that track relatively well and make decent plays on it. So they definitely still have a chance at coming back here. 32 points over 4 races isn't a ton. It's you need an average of 9. Well, you need an average of 8 points, but you can't get an 8-point win. So if they win by 9 points every single race, they'll still be able to make it back, which is, you know, definitely doable.
because they need about a 9-point average, it's really important for Italy to be getting the first places here. If you don't have first place, the most you can win the race by is 7 points. So Italy's really going to be needing to get a break here on these tracks to hold that first place and then try and get whatever positions they can past that.
Yeah, and that especially means if you're paying attention to the scores, that they gotta focus Barca. I mean, Barca's already sitting at 50 points over 6 races. He's won 4 out of the 6 races already. he is doing it up right now. So
5 podiums over 6 races.
Yeah, he's definitely playing super well. So they're gonna want to try to make sure he does not get that early breakaway, like he's been doing, and make sure he stops or he gets stopped. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, this is definitely still within the reach of Team Italy. This is not over for them. And we're gonna get into race 7, which will be Mystery Caves. All right, so again, about a 32-point lead for Team Germany right here.
Something interesting I've also noticed is that Karma was front row, and then with the subbing out of Dark Crash,
he ended up being back row now.
iTheDashy has actually taken the front row spot for Karma, so Karma's actually taken the back row role here. I didn't notice that last race, but
yeah, I didn't
that's
either.
Interesting, and I'm going to be seeing if this is actually going to be changing anything. Karma's probably still going to be going tight from the back, as it looks like Turismo does go for the back place here. Karma getting caught on Barca's cart there and can't hold fire.
Yeah.
Garma getting taken out early on by Turismo's mask here. Turismo carving through them, it looks like, because he's going to take out Bozzy with the missile. No, he does not, but he gets the shield tackle instead. So we're seeing a top 3 early on, top 4 early on for Team Italy here, but it's not over yet, as it looks like the pack is incredibly close, aside from Garma, who's fallen behind.
Karma ends up taking out Mayan at the very least.
Gets taken out as well, and he's going to be able to take out Garma as well, so he's held back 2 of the German players here. He does have triple missiles, which could catch 5th place here, depending on where he shoots this and what item they get.
But
he
if you take a look at the sidebar, there's that damn gnome making the moves. He's not going to be contained.
Turismo has a blue shield behind him now. Oh, he is going to be contained for a little bit. He hits a beaker in the trapped crate. So Turismo actually gets the pass on the gnome here. He's on top of him, though, so we're going to see who's going to make the pass here. Turismo actually going for the shield tackle. Barca getting a shield, though, himself. But
and then he ends up getting taken down, yeah. Okay, so also, now we do see the top 3. Karma would be 4th place orb.
With a shield, so...
And it's completely useless because this is they have a top 4 right now.
So this is actually terrible for Karma because he has his shield taken off and he can't defend himself. If he throws this orb, he just kills the top 3. But it looks like Mayan does it for him and takes out Turismo here. We can't see if our top 2 have shields, but if they don't, then it looks like Karma's going to be stuck with this orb.
Yeah, we can take a look now at Majin. Oh wait, no. They ended up throwing the orb. Let's see if it ends up. It does not hit the top 2. They both must have had shields. It looks like. So Majin gets taken out, and then Karma ends up comboing him.
And Turismo gets comboed as well. So we actually see that Karma managed to take out Mayan, but both of the Italians from the bottom are actually getting taken out by the pack of Germans here. Karma countering with a missile onto Garma in a really terrible spot in the shortcut. Garma going to be losing a lot of time there. Does get the missile off on Karma, though, who has nothing to defend himself. Turismo coming up with Mask here. Does manage to get the hit on Garma, it looks like. So we're seeing a lot of trading in the bottom 3 spots here.
Yeah, for sure. Meanwhile, though, they're still just... I mean, Pata and Oxide are gone. They're definitely securing that.
And this is actually potentially really good for Team Italy here. We see top 2 really far away. We see Turismo with a shield. So Karma can use this to try and take out the pack there. He just has to be aware there's a mask behind him. Uses it, and it does take out, looks like 3 and 4.
It does, yeah, it takes out the 2 other German POVs that we don't see. So are they going to be able to make a move here? That is the real question. We do see Bozzy gets taken out there. Garma gets taken down.
Out.
And Karma ends up losing fire. Well, never mind, it ends up working out still.
So he had a canister and managed to recover and take out Barca, but then got countered with a missile here. As much as that's unfortunate for Karma, it does allow Turismo to run away into 4th place here. Mayan doing all he can to get these bomb hits on, but... Oh, he does actually get hit.
One of them does land, but then another clock comes down.
Yeah, so we're seeing another clock here, but this is actually looking really bad for Turismo as he gets hit again, and Germany recover a lot of positions here. We're going to be seeing last place for Germany, but they managed to push up past Karma and Turismo otherwise. So we're seeing 1, 2, 6, 7, it looks like, for Team Italy here, which would be a 7-point win for Team Italy. So they are bringing it back here.
That would have been an even bigger win without that clock at the end, I think, because I feel like the clock is what made Turismo lose at least one position, or not even. Definitely Turismo, because I think
Turismo,
Karma got hit by it.
Yeah, Turismo lost, I think, positions to both Gama and Barca there from that clock. So I think they would have had probably something like an 11 or a 13-point win if that clock didn't happen. Gama might have passed him regardless, but definitely losing the spot to Barca because of the clock there. So that did actually really hurt Italy at the end there.
But yeah, so that is a 7-point win for Team Italy, which is it's nice, but it's not quite what they need, which is really unfortunate because, you know, like we said earlier, like this looked like it was also going to be a super strong finish for them, and then that clock, a second clock within that would have had to be basically as soon as the cooldown timer ran out too, because Karma is the one that had the clock not too long before that. So that's super surprising. And yeah, I don't know. They're currently sitting at a deficit of 25 points to Team Germany with 3 races to go. Again, still doable, but
they're going to be needing those 9-point wins now to be able to win this here. If they get 3 9-point wins here, they should win by about 2 points. So going to be really tight for Italy. They really can't afford to drop a single position at this point. Yeah,
for sure. God, so even if you get a top 2, I didn't realize that's only like what the top 2, bottom 2 is.
That's only +3.
That's only +3. So yeah, they definitely need to be starting to secure more spots in the top 4 positions.
Yeah, for sure.
So now we got those picks out of the way. We're gonna start going into the ones that we are really interested in seeing. We've got Papu's coming up next for race number 8, and then even after that we've got Slide and then Crash Cove to really end it off. But let's take a look over at race 8 to see how Papu's ends up going down. Okay, so race number 8, Papu's pick from Italy. Let's see see what we get here at the start. A lot of interesting item plays you can do here, and Karma's gonna go.
Down, gets an engine, which is actually not the mask he might have been hoping for, but he's going to be able to have a infinite here and take his tight lines without any worry here. Going to be able to get the squish onto Mayan. He does, and holds fire for it.
Yeah, that's actually relatively good. I mean, the item itself is kind of shit for trying to play offensively, but I mean, he's already gotten 2 squishes down from boost items.
He goes wide to take the squish out on Gama here, so now we're seeing only Mayan up the front here because we see Barca getting taken out after the shortcut. So looking like 1, 3, 4 for Italy at the moment. This is looking really good for them. Mayan trying for the bomb hits here, but just missing. Instead takes out Karma's shield behind him. So we'll see whether the top 2 can run away.
And he still gets the back bomb down on him.
Yeah, not much Karma could have done there. Pretty rough spot to be back bombed, but he does get infinite back again. So he's going to be able to go on the offensive with his lines here. And try and catch up to 3rd place here, who's on top of Turismo. Turismo not having anything too impactful here unless he can get a trap down on a.
I mean, this red beaker could be impactful. Oh, and he ends up hitting a
he hits his own beaker. Oh, that's so unfortunate. He hit a beaker himself, so he's going to be falling down unless he can get an item to take Mayan out here. Going wide to hold the position here. Oh, Turismo hitting a nitro mid-air there. That's really unfortunate.
That was Majin's that he just placed as well.
Yeah.
Huh, okay. So yeah, no, we've got Pata out in front, I believe. And Mayan pretty much far enough away from Pata that I don't see that changing.
Well, and he shielded up here.
Yeah, true. But the 1 and 2 spots are gapped to the point that it doesn't seem like there's a good chance of seeing those change.
I mean, 3, 4 even, unless there's a power item, they're looking pretty comfortable too, because Bozzy's in 5th place, and we can see just how far away he is with 1 lap left. So we're seeing Italy trapping crates at the start here.
Oh my god! Majin ends up hitting Garma on the cross section with his blue shield.
That could be disastrous here. We see that does actually cause Garma to fall right behind with Barca right within there. That's actually allowed Oxide to catch right up here. If Oxide rolls a couple masks here, which it looks like he is, he's going to be able to catch up and do some serious damage here. We'll see if he can take any of these people out. He does catch right up to Barca. They are on top of each other. Looks like he's getting to pass. Garma almost falling off, going for fire there. Oxide masking ahead of him.
Yeah,
looks like the mask is going to last long enough.
Yeah, Oxide's going to be able to take that spot. So we end up seeing a 1, 3, 4, and 6 for Team Italy. That is a little bit better. Yeah, 9-point victory.
So that is exactly the average they need, as I mentioned earlier, to be able to win this. So that hasn't given them any leeway in the amount of points they need, but it's enough to keep them in the game.
So now there's only a 16-point lead for Team Germany after race 8. Yeah, that is race 8. I had to think for a second. Race number 8, and I do actually want to point something out. This is a little bit harder to see with the score formatting we've got here. Since when people are subbed out, they're on the same line as the person that they sub for. Pata has already doubled the score of that Dark had after 3 races. He has already scored 23 points in 3 races, and he is it's turning out to seem like this is a super good sub here. Aside from obviously the top 4 that Germany did. Like, that's the only poor race that has happened so far since they did this substitution. So he's definitely playing well. They're playing well together with this triple frontrunner setup as well.
Yeah, well, we're going to be going into a slide Coliseum, so we're going to see if this momentum is going to keep swinging into Italy's favor, if they're going to be able to start bringing it back here.
Yeah, again, we just need 2 more 9 or better point wins, or at least an average of them, to be able to pull it back for them. And one of them is going to be their picks, so let's see how it goes going into Slide Coliseum, race number 9. So, expect to probably see somebody go for double Wumpa, I guess, maybe. I'm not sure if Mayan will actually do it. We'll take a look here. Mayan and Turismo both going for double Wumpa. Turismo getting the better stop as well, so he gets the priority in the getting ahead. And actually, Mayan doesn't even get 10 Wumpa out of the two box crates. Oh my god, that's so cursed.
He does get an engine here, though, so as much as Turismo gets a mask and is going to be able to do damage to the people up the front, Mayan's going to be able to come up from the back here, potentially, to get the comeback here. Garma getting taken out alongside Bozzy, but we do see Mayan zooming ahead now. And Turismo now up in first.
He also has a boost canister in reserve for when he finally runs out of that speed to just have Sacred Fire instead. Kind of questionable lines. He's not too far ahead of Karma, and he's got to be careful here. And he ends up getting squished.
So Karma had a canister there, and he could have chosen to wait and get Sacred here, but he decided that it was better to just get the squish out now on a Mayan, which I think was the correct decision here. So now we're seeing 1, 2, 3 for Team Italy here. Garma's hot on Oxide's heels, though. Is he going to be able to get the takedown as Mayan gets taken out by a TNT?
Yeah, and Karma's gonna just kind of walk away a little bit. Our top 3 is pretty much gone.
Karma might have team killed there. I think he threw away a bomb and it hit Barca.
I didn't see. That could be a possibility. We do see Pataturco started pulse wooting on the minimap and then it immediately gets taken down by Barca.
So we're seeing Turismo, because he's got Sacred Fire as well from his juice canister, he's actually just so far ahead now. Even an SE Pulsewood might not catch him, given how far back Germany is here.
There's no way. Yeah, that's over half a lap.
It's so far. So 2-3 are still up for contention if Germany manage to get some good breaks with engines here, but at the same time, there's only 1 lap left. They don't have time. And Karma does have a shield in storage, so he can be protected from any unexpected traps or power items here, and could potentially get a shield tackle off on someone trying to pass him.
Yeah, but even then, I mean, it looks like maybe Barca's pulse sweating. It's hard to say from the minimap.
He is definitely gaining.
Yeah, he is gaining.
Yeah.
He's right behind Oxide right now.
They're on top of each other now, so we're going to see what happens here. Looks like they both have shields. One of them has a green shield, one has a blue shield. We're going to see who wins this interaction here. Karma's looking like he's going to hold the second, no worries, as Oxide gets taken out.
Oxide ends up getting taken down. Mayan's
Basta
going for the combo, lands 2 of black bombs in a row on him. And Oxide falls all the way down into 8th. Oh, and he's trading. No, he's trading it with Bazzi. So
all right,
Oxide goes all the way from third
place
to 7th in a matter of like about 10 seconds.
So Barca either caught up with a mask or an engine. We didn't quite see exactly which one he used to catch up there, and then he got the takedown on Oxide, and instead of just getting the pass and getting a few points, it was really good that he was able to take Oxide out, because not only did they lose 3rd place, they lost 4th, 5th, all the way down to 7th place there, Oxide did. So that's going to be a 1-2-6-7 for Team Italy, so that's still a 7-point win, but definitely not the massive win they had beforehand. So a nice showing by Team Germany to bring it back there, but Italy does get some much needed points there to keep themselves in the race. But now it's still going to be a bit of a tough job for Team Italy to bring this back and get a win here. We're seeing a bit of a reverse of what we saw last time they went up against each other. This time it's Italy who needs the big win on the final track in order to bring this back, and we'll see if they can do it.
So we see Germany currently 9 points ahead of Team Italy coming into our last race here. If Italy wants to secure this win, they're going to need at least a top 2 and then really strong positions to get the 11 points that they'll need to take this one back.
Yeah, for sure. They're definitely going to be needing, like Dashy said, at least the top 2. Ideally, they'd be getting a top 3, and then they just need not last if they want to win. But if they get top 3 and 8th, they will have a tie overall with Germany here. So really, it's going to be crucial that Italy gets the breakaways early on here. However, it is Crash Cove, so given this is another track where Pulsewood is quite prevalent, it can be hard to hold those top positions depending on the chaos that ensues in the bag.
Yeah, for sure. So they definitely have their work cut out for them. Germany making sure to pick such an interesting pick for ending the war off on. Definitely is going to make it a little bit difficult for Team Italy to make the impact that they need here. But let's get into it. Let's see what they can end up doing if they can bring this one back in race 10, Crash Cove. And you can see the pressure is just mounting.
Yeah, both teams really feeling it here. Germany needing to hold back Italy. Italy needing to get that breakaway here. We see Karma just going tight, trying to get away. Barca with an early shield, which takes out Karma here. Garma with the early mask as well, which is going to be really terrible for Italy. But all he does is team kill Bozzy.
Yeah, he gets the early lead off of this, but he takes out his own teammate, unfortunately, and then ends up getting squished by Oxide. And then gets squished by Pada, and somebody else is pulse-witting.
Mayan pulsewood all the way to first and has a second engine, so instead of getting a double pulsewood, he goes for infinite reserves here. So he's just going to be able to take whatever lines and trap here. And he actually does get Oxide with the beaker there, so Mayan gets an early break here. So this is really good for Team Germany because Italy are required to get first here to win.
Yeah, Mayan's engine usage there was basically textbook. Perfect execution. We're going to see Karma trying to go for pulsewood here in 8th place. Ends up getting that little bump on the bridge, unfortunately, so he might be able to gain some ground here. He does get a couple overtakes, runs into a TNT. He's going to get it off in time, but he lost pretty much all of his speed. He does take down Garma, though, moving all the way up into 5th place now. Turismo pulsewoodding in 3rd place.
This is exactly what he needs to do to be able to catch up to Mayan here. It's pretty much a win condition, but he hits Pataturco there.
Oh, yeah,
that's
he
really
ran into his own
unfortunate.
teammate. If he was able to hold that speed for just a little bit longer, especially since he... Oh, that double back bomb! Oh my god. Pada ends up at least getting up and over the shortcut, but unfortunately for Turismo, he ends up getting stuck on the outside of it. Karma also getting taken down right before the shortcut, along with Oxide as well. 2
Turismo
double
hasn't-
bombs on the shortcut.
So Turismo has a third place engine here. It really feels like he's going to need to be using a pulse here to catch up to Mayan and not just get up to him. He needs to take him out here and push him down to the bottom. This is not looking good for Italy. Are they going to be able to do anything here? He does have Bozzy right behind him. He could prevent this pulsewood. He's going to be able to get up. And we looks like second place is pulsewooding as well. But Turismo messes up here and this missile might actually hit him.
And then we see
there's
a
a
clock
clock.
come out.
And the missile does take out Turismo, so we're actually going to be seeing Germany coming up and advancing upon third place here. Are they going to be able to take him out? And they do. They take out Bozzy in the process, but it gives them quite a few spots here. Karma masking at the very end to take out Karma and Bozzy. So we do see they get fourth, but this is not going to be enough for Team Italy as Germany secure the victory with a 5-point win with these positions, getting first, third, fifth, and seventh.
Yeah, that ends up being actually a win for Team Germany there. That huge turnaround right there at the end with just unexplainable amount of chaos. I mean, there was a clock, there was like a double or triple kill with a bomb. Then I believe Karma came through the mask as well. Like all at the finish line there.
It really felt like that once Mayan got that breakaway with the double engine there. It really felt like the win condition was when we saw lap 3. Turismo with the third place engine, if he had have caught up, there was still time for him to take out Mayan, get him into the back, and Italy coming back. But when he collided with Pataturco there, it really spelled the end, because then they didn't have enough time. Like, yes, Turismo did get another engine there, and I think Pata did as well. And they were able to start catching up, but it was lap 5, so even if they did manage to catch up to Mayan and hit him, it wouldn't have been enough time for Oxide and Karma to come up into higher spots, which is what they would have needed. So it really seemed like Mayan getting that early break was absolutely crucial for Team Germany there. And then we did see, like you said, some really strong hits there. Mayan getting that double back bomb on the shortcut there, on both Karma and Pata there. But then we did see, or Turismo and Pata, sorry. But then we did see Karma doing some really good item plays there, like you said, with masks, taking out some of the German players to secure a few more spots there.
Yeah, that the pulse width from Mayan definitely spelled the fate of Team Italy there, because it was basically textbook. And getting the second engine, having it unjuiced, being able to have infinite reserves after getting decent gaining that decent ground from the pulsewood as it was. I mean, even it's not even like he really gained a shitload of time with that pulsewood at that point, because if you don't carry it past the turbo pads, it's not like you really held it for very long. But just the fact of gaining that, like, probably 2-3 seconds plus the infinite reserves was just huge, especially with how tight packed the pack was still.
Well, I guess Mayan had a bit of a choice there. He had the second engine, and he could either use that, like get it juiced and then get an incredible breakaway from 2-3, or he could stay away from them but close enough to be in range of hitting them, and that's what we saw he decided to do there. So he stayed close enough that he was able to get the bombs there, and we did see that it did pay off as he managed to take out, like I said, took out Pata and Turismo in really bad spots there with his bombs.
Yeah, true. That double bomb on that shortcut was also like absolutely massive. Without that, obviously, there's just a bunch of things that you could say factored into what ended up happening on this track. But like, there was that pulsewood, there was the double bomb, or the double kill bomb on the shortcut, and then literally on the same exact lap, we actually see the other 2 Italian players getting taken out on that same exact spot. And then even the very end just being an absolute clusterfuck.
Well, not even just getting the bomb hit. Like, as much as, yes, that gave Mayan some distance, which helped him keep first, it also meant that both Pata and Turismo didn't have 10 Wumpa. Not only does that make it just that little bit harder to get a fast AC pulsewood, because, not as strong speed from it, and it goes for a shorter time, it also means that if Pata, for example, in second got offensive items like missiles, they're not going to be as likely to catch because they're going to be going way slower. So that just made Mayan even safer in first there, getting that double hit off.
Yeah, also true. And then obviously, mentioning the part of that gave Barca like room to catch up and some of the other German players. And again, all we knew right from the get-go, like really all that matters is I guess we could have tried to work this one out, but if Italy goes 2, 3, 4, 5, what points does that get them?
That would 2, 3, 4, 5 would have been a 7-point, so that would not have been
so
enough.
That wouldn't have even been enough.
First.
Yeah, without Majin getting taken out, it didn't even matter. So honestly, in all honesty, he might have even been better off just going for the juiced engine.
Yeah, in that regard, I think another really crucial point right after getting the breakaway with the SE Pulsewood at the start, Mayan got. The other really crucial thing he did was he took out Oxide with a beaker, and Oxide was the closest one to him. And obviously Oxide's really incredible with his lines on this track. Not that that makes too much of a difference, but you did get your biggest threat off of your back on lap 2. And that just gave Mayan just enough breathing room to be able to go on the offensive with his traps and bombs. And I think that was another crucial point that swung it into Germany's favor here.
Yeah, absolutely. But that being said, this was a extremely climactic ending, and Germany ended up making sure to secure that victory over Italy again, trying to let them know that this wasn't just a fluke with the first time. God, this was just an intense match from start to finish, really.
And both matches, both times these teams matched, it was an incredibly close score overall. So we're seeing a 14-point win here for Germany, which again, that could be overtaken in a single race. So just goes to show how closely matched these two teams are. But Germany winning here is absolutely crucial for them in the in this group stage, especially with the group they're in. They do have a very rough matchup with the teams
also
they're
true.
facing.
Yeah.
So them getting a win on Italy is absolutely vital for them to be able to progress to the next stage.
Yeah, what's the other two teams in their group? Is it Mexico?
It is looks like it is Peru and Mexico are the other two groups here.
Mexico. So that's what I thought.
Mexico, another incredibly strong team here that plays together very frequently, very commonly has beaten very strong teams before, both in and out of World Cup. Peru, definitely a strong team here as well, and I definitely feel like I could call them a bit of a wild card in this group.
Yes, yes.
So, gonna be interesting to see what gets pulled out here. I really think any of these teams are up for proceeding into the top 2 of their group. So, excited to see more matches from Group D in particular, which is this group here.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's gonna bring this match to a close. Again, this was a post commentary that Drask and I kind of threw together to try to put on the Comp Hub's YouTube, because this match was honestly super interesting, and two top teams facing off against each other. Felt like we definitely needed to have that showcased at some point. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you want to see more of it, go make sure you're following the Compub's Twitch channel. You probably already are, but just want to make sure you're aware of that. All of the links to those things will be in the description. And thank you, Drask, for joining me.
No worries, no worries.
And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Adios, mais.